science governors, are we supposed to trust the science, as you said we should, or are we only supposed to trust the science that you trust? After the CDC announced that fully vaccinated people could stop wearing masks and social distancing in most indoor settings, some of the same governors who had insisted for months that their decisions were being driven by the science only on the virus decided that the science of the virus was moving too quickly away from their position that they had staked. Both New York and New Jersey have made it clear that they are not ready to remove their mask mandates. But based on what? Like, are these your feelings, your suspicions? The science has spoken, fellas. I know that it feels like whiplash to go so quickly from mask to no mask, but that is the only way to be true to your beliefs in the science and your philosophies. On May 6th, New Jersey Governor Murphy tweeted this, quote, "We're guided by data, not protest. We're guided by public health, not emotion. That's how we meet this moment. That's how we save lives." In January, New York's Governor Cuomo simply tweeted, "Trust science." The question now is, do you guys trust science? Joining us to discuss is epidemiologist Dr. Mercedes Carnethon and Senior Policy Advisor for Equity, Dr. Cameron Webb. Dr. Carnethon, they've been telling us to follow the science. The scientists came onto our television screens and told us that this is what we should do. They are saying, well, not for us. How does that make sense?
Thank you for this opportunity to clarify. And part of it is really in clarifying the scientific process and how we arrived here. All along, this pandemic has challenged us because we've been writing the rule book while we're playing the game and learning about how it's transmitted. We had a rapid fire development of vaccines, and with increasing testing, we have found out in quite a promising way that individuals who are vaccinated are less likely to transmit virus to somebody else, even if they're in a setting with high levels of virus. And so it feels very abrupt to go from 2 weeks ago, you don't need a mask outside, but certainly still wear one inside, to abruptly saying no masks inside. But essentially, this does follow the science of what we have learned so far, and it really is evolving all of the time. And so we have to be flexible and understand that things are going to change as we learn more.
But Dr. Webb, is it dangerous for these governors to now say, I told you to trust science, trust science, trust science, and now let's not completely trust science? Because does that damage people's faith that the scientists are right on this virus whenever they speak? Or is it, or have masks become so politicized that on one side is the anti-mask people, on the other side is the pro-mask people, so that you can't abruptly change your position because it is almost like giving up on a political ideology to abruptly change the position?
Well, I want to double back on something that Dr. Carnethon just said, actually. Science changes quickly. That's what's been happening since we began in this pandemic, this idea that as we go along, we're learning more every single day. And so that's the reason why you get some guidance from the CDC just a few weeks back that is a one step forward. Then we have a series of articles that come out in the next few weeks, and the CDC, as scientists, say we've come to a different conclusion, a conclusion that allows us to liberalize those guidelines a little bit more. And so I think that, there's always this dynamic in science, and we know this as physicians, that, there's always a battle of the experts. There are people who say, well, let me see your science, let me see your data, and I'll let you know when I'm ready. So it may not just be all politics. It may be that folks are going to take their time. I'll tell you what, though, 580,000 people have died. And I think that there's an abundance of caution that a lot of people want to take. And so for me, I do trust the guidelines that the CDC's put forth. I've seen the data that they're kind of basing it on. And I think that there's a lot of substance there. But at the same time, I understand why for some leaders, they're still saying, are we moving in the right direction? So I think it's important for us to continue these conversations, to show our work, and to make sure that we're leaning into that evidence and having the conversations along the way. This came quickly, and I think it's going to, the goal is that people are going to move in this direction as soon as possible.
Dr. Carnethon, we all know that health disparities here. Black people are more likely to get sick, more likely to catch the virus first, then more likely to get sick, more likely to die from it, but least likely to have already been vaccinated. Do these new changes allowing people who have been vaccinated to go without masks, will they encourage more black people to get vaccinated? Or will it discourage? Will people basically say, I can now just blend in. I don't have to wear a mask if nobody else is wearing a mask. Nobody's going to ask me for my vaccination card anyway. I'm just going to the restaurant.
You know, you bring up really an excellent point that did trouble me when I heard the announcement. And that is that we're really working on the honor system. We're counting on people to know that they're vaccinated. We're counting on people's word that they are when they go out unmasked in an indoor situation. The reality here is that those who choose to misrepresent their vaccination status and go to an indoor location without any type of protection, that being the mask, they are the ones at highest risk. But, you know, where this becomes a struggle for everyone is that, you know, public health means the public. And nobody is living in isolation. So that unvaccinated individual that chooses not to disclose his or her status and goes to a large group gathering, you know, what happens if they come home and they're living with their older relative who may or may not be vaccinated? But, you know, we have seen breakthrough infections, particularly in vulnerable populations. And if this pandemic has shown us anything, it's that our community, the Black community, has been highly susceptible to really bad outcomes from this. And so it is really important, and perhaps it serves as a motivation for more in our community to consider vaccination.
Dr. Webb, what happens? I mean, is this a thing where you kind of genie's out of the bottle would be hard to come back from? Because it is conceivable that another strand could become prominent. Something happens where virus spreads again to a large degree, and we have to go back to a position of asking people to wear masks again. Would that be possible just politically, socially, if people get over this hurdle and say, okay, fine, I'm going to take my mask off because you told me to, I'm trying to trust you, and they come back 3 months later and say, okay, now you have to put on a mask and stay in your house and social distance all over again?
I think that whether the politics are going to be comfortable or convenient really isn't the point. The point is that we're following the science, following the science. If cases are rising, if people are at risk, if more people can, particularly when we're talking about communities of color, we've seen the impact this pandemic has had. So we can't afford to worry about the political calculations here. And I think that that's where, you know, from the CDC's perspective, again, I'm working in the White House, so there's a line between us. But even still, you know, from the CDC's perspective, if they're leaning into the science, they're going to continue to have to be bold enough to say, if things are looking like the data is telling us we need to do something different to protect the American people, we're going to make that recommendation. And, you know, we'll deal with the politics of that later. It's much more important to protect and save lives than to worry about political calculations here. And I think that that's what it means to lean into the science. It's not, like I said, it's not convenient all the time. And we've had fits and starts throughout this pandemic. We've had places opening, then closing again. We've had mask mandates relaxed and then put back in place, because that's the nature of this novel pandemic that we've been dealing with. But I think that the American people at this point, they understand as things go along, we have to be ready to make the right to protect and save lives and protect our communities.
Dr. Carnethon, I just want to know, like, because I just wasn't clear about this from the guidance. What do we do about international travelers? We are opening up our tourist attractions. Broadway says it's coming back full capacity in the fall. Those seats are largely filled by tourists. Many of them international tourists. What do we do? Are we saying that people coming from other countries also, when they land in America, do not have to wear masks?
You know, you bring up a point that really does concern me a great deal, and that is that once we widely open back up and we allow people to circulate maskless, the scenarios that you expressed concern about can certainly occur. People coming in from other countries with variable coronavirus status in that country and potentially introducing new variants. new variants that can infect the unvaccinated. And right now, we have to remember that we do still have a large proportion of the population not eligible for any vaccine, and that is younger children. So, to the extent that one goes to Broadway, given your example, brings their young children, and there are other unvaccinated individuals in there, there are people from other countries bringing in new variants, we do run the risk of exposing others. So this is why it does remain a personal decision. While there is no mask mandate, I think people need to be thoughtful about who is in their household. If they have young children who are not vaccinated, if they have elderly or vulnerable individuals, they need to keep those masks on. And when word inevitably comes out in the fall about a need for boosters, we need to be in line to get those boosters in order to shore up our defenses against potential new variants.
Dr. Carnethon and Dr. Webb, thank you both for coming on tonight. I really do appreciate it, helping to clear this up for our viewers. More Prime after the break.